Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Inside the Doghouse. Today, we have the pleasure of being joined by Ned Cvijetinovic. Ned is a former intern for the John Jay Athletic Department and men's basketball team. He's a Brockport College alum who is now an assistant director of recreation and Intramurals at Niagara University. And, you know, Ned, we just had a snowstorm here. I think it's about 18 inches in the city. I'm sure that's nothing for you now. I know where you're from and now where you've gone to. And did you escape the snow?
So we did, but I think whatever hit you guys, it's making its way to us because we got hit today. So, and it's not stopping.
Did you laugh at the city and was like, oh, 18 inches, that's, you know, we get
No,
that.
I mean, 18 inches is healthy for anywhere, I feel like, so.
No, you're right. All right, let's take it back to John Jay. When you think about your time with the Bloodhounds, what memories resonate with you?
Definitely, I want to say just like the people that I got to work with. I mean, that's what, the amount of people that I worked with, they kind of brought out like my passion for intramurals and recreation and even athletics. I mean, everyone that I worked with, they were phenomenal there, and it was never really hard coming to work.
No, and they make it a family-like atmosphere too. I'm curious, what did your day-to-day look like? Because I saw what you did during game days, but on days that there weren't games or, you know, a men's basketball, women's basketball game, what did your day-to-day look like?
So they brought me in as the athletics and recreation intern. So primarily, they didn't really have much of a recreation program or intramural offering at all. So my main responsibility was kind of building that for the semester. So I had a calendar of events during their open recreation times. And then I also created some intramural leagues that I ran. A lot of like one-day special tournaments. And then on the flip side to that, I also helped Diane Ramirez, who was the equipment manager at the time. I helped her with any like athletic team needs. So it was filling equipment orders for the specific in-season teams.
Having said that though, you know, now currently serving as the assistant director of recreation intramurals at Niagara, how did the John Jay experience help you, and what skills did you learn from John Jay that you're transferring over to Niagara?
Yeah, sure. John Jay was a huge stepping stone for me. You know, it was something where I didn't really, when I took that internship, I really took it because it was part of my curriculum at Brockport. I needed to complete like a 500-hour semester-long internship. And Carol Casha at the time decided to take me in and had me work with Diane. And I mean, it really grew me because they gave me the opportunity to kind of build something up from the bottom. And that was like my first time getting real life experience in the athletic field. So that was a huge stepping stone because without that John Jay experience, I don't get a graduate assistantship at Brockport. And then without that graduate assistantship at Brockport, I don't land where I am today. So it was just a big stepping stone for me.
Right, no, certainly with the launching pad. I'm curious though now at Niagara, it's no secret, we're still going through this pandemic. How has that affected your job and day-to-day? Are there even intramurals going on? I'm imagining it's a little tough.
Yeah, so when this all first hit, we did have to shut down, and I was actually furloughed for a couple months. But we were fortunate enough to bring students back on campus last semester. So actually, we are still operating just at a much more limited capacity. So we run a 43,000 square foot facility that has 3 different fitness areas. And in those fitness areas, we're maxed out at 33% capacity. And then all of our equipment are still like 6 feet apart. We have proper ventilation. And there's other health and safety protocols that they need to follow. Masks. When they're checking into our building, they need to swipe their ID for like contact tracing. They need to take their temperature. And they also need to show us like this green badge that says they've had no symptoms for the past 10 days, et cetera, et cetera. But it's definitely impacted our day-to-day jobs. We joke around and call ourselves like the COVID police now, because, you know, we're telling people that their masks have to be up, they have to be socially distant, they have to wipe down their machines. But we're still offering intramural leagues. A lot of it's like single player, like I've done ping pong, pickleball, tennis. I'm doing a lot of those type of events, some lawn games like cornhole, spike ball. Just that, because we still do have students on campus, so we want them to kind of be involved a lot of their classes were virtual, so they're like, I could just take these classes from home. But instead, we're still trying to create some opportunities for them to get involved.
No, and that's great to hear. My last question to you is, someone who was in your shoes, 5-6 years ago, that is thinking about getting into the athletic field, they might not be sure as to exactly what they want to do, but they know they want to get into athletics, whether it's intramurals or intercollegiate athletics. What advice would you give to them to nudge them forward?
Yeah, I would say, don't be afraid to dive into it. I mean, because it is going to be a field that you may get down at times because you feel like you're not making any progress. But I mean, don't be afraid to put your head down and go to work and, just take as much on that you can, because that experience early on is only going to build you up. And, you may learn that you don't like it, but you may also learn that you love it. And at the same time, you're building a network. Like, I can't emphasize enough, especially in this field, how important it is to network with people, because you don't know who you're working with. They may go and land a job at another school, and they're looking to fill a position. So it's just so important to just keep networking, and don't be afraid to just put your head down and do some work, because in this field, it's a competitive field, but it's definitely a rewarding one too.
Well, Ned, we appreciate you taking the time. Proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing and get the snowblower ready.
All right.